what's up guys? More videos for your Couch to 5K program. I'm here with a few of the docs from Access Sports Medicine to answer some of your questions. So we'll get right into it. I'm going to ask, and please introduce yourself, right before you answer. How often is it okay to run? Should it be every day? How many times a week? How quickly should you be progressing to, more and more distance?
I'm Matt Quitkin, and I'll take that first question. The answer is everybody's a little bit different, but if you haven't been running, you're best off probably not running every day. I'd like an every other day approach at first, perhaps 2 out of 3, depending on your schedule, but you should have frequent breaks. You should not try to run every day at first. You got to give your body a chance to accommodate and see how it responds. So typically every other 2 out of 3 to start. And again, you're starting with short distances, and you'll bring that along slowly as well.
When do you think would be a good idea to move on to a longer distance? Should you stay at the same distance for a week and then the next week move up? Or
typically, if you haven't been running, I would say you want to stay with the distance for about 2 weeks. All right? And if that's comfortable and you're not sore and you're recovering well in time for your next run, then you can increase generally by not more than 10 or 15% at a time. So it's that we don't go up in big steps, you go up gradually. That's how you prevent overuse injuries, overtraining, and outright injury.
Okay, thank you. We also have a question about blisters on your feet while you're running. How should you treat it if you get one, or better yet, how should you prevent it before you start running?
I'll take that question. My name's Kevin Heaton. As far as blisters goes, really what you're looking at is decreasing friction and moisture. So as far as prevention, first thing you need to look at is your footwear. Make sure that you have well fitted shoes. And the next thing you're looking at is socks. So we know that we typically want to avoid cotton and wool socks. Those seem to really cause more friction than is needed. So better materials would be things like polyester and acrylic. So those are kind of some simple ways that you can help prevent blisters. The other thing is to, as Dr. Quitkin said, is to gradually build up your running distances. That way you kind of harden the epidermis of your foot and your skin. That way it can tolerate more amounts of friction. As far as treatment for blisters, well, small blisters should not be popped, first of all. Ideas to use things like donut cutouts to surround the blister to take away the pressure. There's a product called Blistaband, which is also essentially a synthetic bursa sac, which decreases friction. And making sure that your footwear is fitting properly. So those are kind of the simple things. And if you have larger blisters, then it may be a good idea to come in and see a physician about it.
Okay, thank you. And obviously we have a question about injuries. A good way to prevent injuries, and maybe noticing the difference between soreness and injury, and when you should stop running and see a doctor for an injury.
Yeah, my name is David Davis. I'm a surgeon here at Access, and that's a really good question because a lot of times people think, well, if I'm training, I expect to have some degree of pain, no pain, no gain. But there's a big difference between injury pain and fatigue pain, or pain that is basically coming because you're increasing your level of activity. So I would say that pain that is changing the way that you walk, changing your stride, changing your gait, that's a pain that really should be evaluated, especially if that pain is lasting more than a week. And if you follow, as Dr. Quitkin was saying, that stepwise approach, and you have a little bit of fatigue, you rest, the fatigue goes away, you're able to repeat that run again successfully, then that's not a pain that you have to worry about. But if you really start noticing that I'm not walking the same, or when I get up to 1 mile, I'm having this really sharp knee or ankle or hip pain every single time, that's when you really should come for an evaluation and make sure that you're not doing more damage.
All right, great. Thank you very much, doctors. And again, if you have any questions, we have an open line of communication. Feel free to email me. I'll get in touch with them. Jad at z107fm.com. Thanks again, docs. Appreciate it.